So on my last video, I talked about banking and ways to optimize your checking and your savings account. But I also finished the video by saying this. But subscribe, because next week I will be covering what's the best investment account. And just a small spoiler alert, I'll also be covering why Robinhood is the worst one that you can have. Now, two things have changed since then. Number one, I have this amazing mustache, which is here to stay. And number two, I've actually put together a few tips to also optimize your brokerage accounts and also show you why Robinhood is the worst one. Now, I'm not gonna make you wait until the end. I'm gonna tell you right now that Fidelity is actually the best brokerage account that you can have, in my opinion. But the one that you have right now might work just fine. You just have to make sure that the few tips that I'm gonna share apply for your account as well. But the point of view that we'll be taking in showing you these tips to make sure that your brokerage account is good enough is by demonstrating why Fidelity is better than Robinhood. And before we start, I just want to tell you that Fidelity is not paying me anything for this video, nor did Robinhood do anything bad to me. I was actually a client of both companies, and I just know that Fidelity, in my opinion, is better. So let's get to it. For investments that you can have, Robinhood focuses on stocks, ETFs, and options. Fidelity includes all of these, plus something very important, which is mutual funds. Mutual funds is a huge market that you must have for long-term investing. More important, Fidelity is also a gigantic asset manager, and they offer many mutual funds that are only available on their platform or have reduced fees if you buy it with them. This includes funds that have a 0% expense ratio, and also a few others that are very cheap, and some of my favorites, ones that I mention all the time. Then for research tools, when you're trying to compare between two ETFs or two funds, Fidelity has a great integration with a third-party provider, which is Morningstar. This gives you the opportunity to get access to a lot of details that you want to look at when you're trying to differentiate between two investment options. It also has many other features like advanced charting, something that I've used in my videos, and educational resources for investors at all levels. Compared to Robinhood, that does not focus on research but provides basic market data. For account types, Robinhood is seen as a brokerage platform, and it is now rolling only a few IRAs that you can have. At Fidelity, you can open a brokerage account for yourself and also have Roth and traditional IRAs, as well as 529 accounts or even annuities, which is something that helps because you have all your investment accounts at one place. For execution prices, and this is a big one, Fidelity has been well known for providing execution prices that go in line with NBBO, which is the National Best Bid Offer. They focus on transparency and they do it commission-free. Robinhood, on the other hand, does executions through something called the Payment for Order Flow, the PFOF, which is a process where they give customer orders to market makers, and those market makers pay to have that benefit, which generates revenue for Robinhood. This means that even though Robinhood also does commission-free trading, the price you get might be worse than the same at Fidelity. This has been an issue that Robinhood has paid fines on for not always giving the best execution price to customers. And this is probably not an issue that will massively affect you, but is better to avoid. And lastly, I must admit that Robinhood has an amazing interface and an app that is probably even better than Fidelity's, but that's because they've been marketing themselves and have a reputation of just being a trading platform. This has negatively affected Robinhood and many issues, including all-day system failures, meme stock trailings, over-leveraging allowed, and many more. On the other hand, Fidelity is a company that has been around for almost 80 years. It has trillions of dollars in assets under management and even has a segment for high net worth clients. It's an app and it's a company that has been designed for investing, and even more important, long-term investing. I have many times said that the focus here is building wealth slowly, creating a structure where you put money aside every single month and let it compound for a long time, not trying to pick single stock or pick winners. It is better for you to have a Robinhood account and invest through that than not having anything at all. But once you establish a passive and consistent investment approach, it's natural for you to transition into the big boys table and open a Fidelity account. just like I did many years ago. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Peace!